Welcome to Top 6s. In this video we're gonna talk about top 6 secret places in the world to visit. If you are a fan of our video, make sure to subscribe our channel and click bell button and get notified about our latest updates. Off the beaten track is one thing, but there are places in the world that the hardiest, most intrepid adventurers would think twice about traveling to. Whether because the climate is so harsh, or the place is so remote, some destinations just don't seem to be worth the effort. Let's look up what are they, shall we?
Number 6.
Yakin. Yakin is officially the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Situated in Siberia, temperatures at Yakin have been recorded as low as 67 degrees Celsius, the lowest temperature ever recorded outside the Antarctic. It is so cold that the town's official thermometer, installed by some misguided official as a tourist attraction, broke when the mercury inside it froze. Yakin, meaning water that never freezes, is home to a thermal spring, which is probably just as well. Originally built as a stopover point for reindeer herders, who watered their animals at the spring, Yakin now has around 500 permanent residents, a shop, and even a school, although this will close if the temperature drops below 50 degrees Celsius. Big softies.
Number 5.
Socotra. Socotra lies off the coast of Yemen. The island has been isolated from its neighbors for millions of years and has developed its own unique species of flora and fauna. One of the most startling-looking plants found on the island is the dragon blood tree. It was said to have first grown on the spot where two brothers fought to the death. The blood of the two brothers was said to have nourished the tree, which explains why its sap is a crimson-red color. Where dragons come into it is anyone's guess. The island, known as the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean, is home to over 700 endemic species. Nomadic Bedouin tribes still roam the island, sleeping under the stars in the summer and sheltering from the rain in the winter.
Number 4.
McMurdo Station. McMurdo Station is built on Hut Point Peninsula on Ross Island. This is the most southerly piece of solid ground accessible to ships. The station was established in 1955 as a hub for the U.S. Antarctic program. It boasts a harbor, a landing strip, a helipad, and all the facilities needed to provide year-round support for scientists and researchers working in the area. The inhabitants number around 250 during the winter but can rise to over 1,000 during the summer months. Ross Island itself contains a number of research stations, a large penguin population, and Mount Erebus, an active volcano.
Number 3.
Easter Island. One of the most famous and mysterious places on Earth, Easter Island, well off the coast of Chile, is still one of the most inaccessible. It was discovered on Easter Sunday 1722 by a group of Dutch explorers, thus ignoring the island's indigenous population, such as it was. The island once boasted a population of 12,000, but this had dwindled to 111 by the time the explorers arrived, and to 101 10 minutes later. In 1722, the inhabitants of Easter Island were slowly starving to death. The population had dwindled over the last few centuries, it seems, from starvation due to the felling of the trees on the island. Some of the trees would have been cut down to transport the stones, while others would have been burned for firewood or cleared for growing crops. It is also believed that the seeds of the great palm trees were eaten by rats, which prevented further growth. Unfortunately, the explorers were not to be the islanders' salvation. Those of the natives who were not shot as the incomers landed mostly succumbed to smallpox and syphilis, and soon, the native population was completely wiped out.
Number 2.
Shenton. Shenton is situated on the roof of the world. With an elevation of over 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, it covers a large area of Tibet, on the border with India. The area is vast but mostly uninhabited except for the snow leopards, brown bears, blue sheep, and wild yak. Shenton is home to a few nomadic people who make a living from herding animals through the land. At one point, there were up to 500,000 people eking a living on land too barren for crops. The weather in Shenton is unpredictable at best, with short summers, bitter winters, and frequent storms, but those who brave it are rewarded with spectacular views and amazing wildlife.
Number 1.
Itak. Itak is the most isolated town in Greenland, a country not known for its accessibility. The area's inhabitants are mainly reindeer, musk oxen, and walruses, with only the occasional human. It is hard to reach, being cut off from shipping by ice for 9 months of the year, and the land is crisscrossed by fjords. Itak is completely dark for 2 months from mid-November to mid-January. The sun does not rise at all. During this time, locals mostly sit in their homes and look through color catalogs to decide what color to paint their house next year. Thank you for watching.